This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Philly Sports Show, the Philly Sports Guy Show. And this is Monday, August 1st. We changed the calendar, rip off July. July is done, August is in the house, and we had a lot happening this weekend in Philadelphia sports, starting with the Fightins. We talking about the Fightins, and they go into Pittsburgh and just smack Pittsburgh around like they were our redheaded stepchild, smacking them around. It wasn't so simple. The first game actually looked out real simple, and then, of course, Familia comes in and kind of scares everybody up a little bit, but they still wind up winning that game. Then they go into extra innings, not once, but twice in a row, and wind up winning both of those games in extras, and especially the 10th inning. And then, of course, yesterday, just laying the smackdown and winning that one 8-2. Lots happening over the weekend. Let's talk just specifically about last night's game. Yesterday's game. Obviously, Schwarber crushed it. Bohm had 4 hits on the day. Did he have 4 or did he have 5? He only had the 4 hits on the day. 3 runs scored. Schwarber with a bomb. Bohm had a bomb and only was a triple away from doing the cycle. Castellanos had 4 hits on the day. Real Muto had 3 hits on the day. Everybody was hitting except Didi and Hoskins did wind up getting a hit. So Didi was the only one that went hitless on this day. And they got 18 hits on the day completely. It started out pretty good. They had 14 hits on this guy, on the pitcher for the Pirates. Who was the pitcher? Give me a second. I'll tell you exactly. Brubaker. They had 12 hits on him in 4 1/3 inning. So they were crushing him. And when they finally pulled him out, I mean, it was like everybody hits, woohoo. And literally it started with Schwarber with that bomb in the 4th. And then it was like, I think they gave up like 5 or 6 hits in a row just about, and wound up getting excuse me, I just lost it, bang, and wind up getting a full 5 in that inning. And that was in the 5th. I'm sorry. Literally, it was just like next. Seemed like everybody was hitting it up the center. Castellanos got in on the action there. Bohm got in on the action. I mean, and right now, Bohm is crushing it. I mean, that ball must be like a beach ball out there to him, because he is literally killing it right now. He's just at 300 right now. He's like batting 299. he had a fantastic July. His defense isn't necessarily the best, but he definitely makes up with it on his offense, and he's hitting the ball like he's supposed to, and you can't really argue with that. You almost want him out on the field or have him as a DH, but there's a DH logjam. I mean, it's just so hard to be able to use, I mean, especially then once Harper comes back. He's going to be back in that DH role as well. And then it's going to be trying to figure out what are we doing with Derek Hall? Are you going to be able to play Bohm at all? Obviously, I think he's going to wind up having to play third base, and you got to have him there because his bat has really been worth it. It's absolutely been worth it. Schwarber, again, hits his 33rd home run on the year. He's literally, already has one more home run than he did all of last year. And that was and that this is where I was a little nervous because I said that I didn't think this was a good idea because he's a career 240 hitter. He happened to have 32 home runs last year, which was the most he ever had in his career ever. And now all of a sudden, we haven't even turned the page onto August yet, and he's got 33. So uh, I mean, he probably can get close to 50 if they keep pitching to him. I know they're going to continue to do it while he's in the leadoff spot. It'll be interesting to see if the Phillies actually do make a move here at the trade deadline. They did make a small move with the Cardinals, obviously, just for a backup player. Shortstop. Okay, I get that. He might even have a little bit better bat than Didi sometimes. It was a meh type of trade, an interesting trade partner too, interesting bedfellow there with the Cardinals since we happen to be tied with them. However, I didn't really look at that as a trade with the Cardinals where we're fighting for the wild card spot. I think the Cardinals are trying to fight for, excuse me, they're trying to fight for the division. And ultimately, that's where this thought process went with them. I don't think that they look at the Phillies as like the competition here. They're going after Milwaukee some, and I think that they're only 3 or 4 games back on them. So it's quite possible to be caught. They have, I believe, I mean, they're probably somewhere around the same 60 games left, maybe 59, 58 games left. So there's still tons of time left to be able to make any move you want. Swoons have happened in worse times. So, and I feel that, like I said, this is one of these places where right now the Mets, both the Mets and the Braves swept their series as well. So we have the Phillies that swept their 4 game series on a 5 game winning streak. The Braves are on a 3 game winning streak, and the Mets are on a 6 game winning streak. So it's going to be a tough ride here on out. Like I said, it's August now, so I'm interested to see how the Mets will, if the Mets can continue the run that they are on right now. I know that the Mets like giving it up. They like, it starts to get later in the summer and they start to lose the bats. And it'll be interesting to see if that really happens again. Their pitching is going to remain strong, so you're going to have to be able to score runs on them. But sometimes their bats go to sleep, and I'm interested to see if they actually do go to sleep or not. That being said, let's take a look at the standings after this weekend. And what did I hear? What did I hear? In the last 8 games, and this was before he got, I think, literally 2 more hits. In the last 8 games, Bohm has got 20 hits. And there was one game he didn't get a hit. So literally in the last 8 games, 20 hits. That is, I mean, you're going to be hitting around 300 after that. If it don't matter where you're at. If you're like 260, 270, you're going to jump up pretty good. So he's at 300. Yeah, he's batting 299 right now, and has been the best offensive player for the Phillies. I mean, that's why they had to move him up in the order. There was no choice. And I like that they made him move up in the order. I'd love to be able to see him. I don't know if it's one of those things. He's not a home run hitter typically. He did hit a home run in this last game, but I mean, he's normally hitting. I think he's only got like 7 on the season, so he's getting on base and like with doubles and singles and walks and things of that nature. So there might be a thought process to have him bat first and then have Schwarber hit behind him. Maybe get Schwarber some more RBIs by getting Bohm in that top spot. But right now, as it sits, Bohm is batting third, and it's Schwarber's got Reese behind him, and then Bohm behind him. JT had a really good July. I mean, he was, I remember us talking back in June. I'm like, has JT got it anymore? He's probably really good trade bait. He's, that this was supposed to be the best catcher in Major League Baseball, and he's not acting like it. Well, in July, he woke up. And so obviously he is being able to do the things that we need him to do moving forward. And I kind of, I kind of thought that was going to happen. I didn't really bag on him too much. I kind of feel the same way with Castellanos. It's possible that he's going to start to come on strong later, like maybe this series. I mean, hell, he just had a 4-hit game. So when maybe you need something like that to be able to start to propel you and continue to do things. Now we're going down to Atlanta here. We don't play tomorrow, but we do go down to Atlanta for a 3-game series on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You need to stay hot. You need to be able to keep moving and keep chugging here. I like the fact that we get the extra day off right now, so they get to travel down there, get themselves situated and settled, and then get ready for Atlanta. I feel that the day off is probably going to be good for them, and then hopefully it doesn't cool them off. I'd like to be able to see them continue to score some runs, continue to just win the series, win these games, and win the series. That's what's going to be most important right now. Yeah. They said the Braves have won 3 in a row. They won their series after our series. We took that series 2-1, and then they've won, 3 in a row since then. The Mets have won 6 in a row, so it's just like they are continuing to move ahead right now. But like I said, the calendar's changed. July is gone. August is here. And as we get closer and closer, I just feel like the Mets have got the pucker going on. They got the pucker. They start to squeeze. And as they start to squeeze, they start to lose. And that's what I kind of think it's happening. Now, they could call me a liar. They could make me a liar. There's a lot of different ways that this could all end up. But like I said, the Mets are traditionally the ones that kind of blow it in the end. As it starts to get closer and closer, it's possible that they're going to blow it. So I'll see what happens. And plus, we have a number of games with them left. I think there's 6 games left. We've played the crux of our series, so I think we have 2 3-game series left. There may be 6 or 7 games. And I would like to see us win the lion's share of those games. I think that we would need to go 5-2 in those games to kind of save some face from this season so far, because I feel like that the Mets. I feel like we've only won 2 from the Mets in general, or maybe 3. I think we took that first series, uh, but they've kind of had our number after that. So as we get into August, and I think the series are happening here, I think we have both series in August, and then we do not play the Mets again until possibly the playoffs if we happen to see them there. So we need to take the wins when we can. I know in the middle of the late August, like August 19th, 18th, 19th, 20th, is when the Mets are in town again, and I'm ready. I'm excited for it already. I'm already pumped up because I'd love to be able to give them back some of what they gave us earlier in the season. And I feel like that could be what starts the swoon. They could, if they're not swooning already, because like I said, the moment August comes, they start to look around, they start to get nervous, and this has happened year after year after year. So I'm interested to see if the Mets are able to break the snide, so to speak, and continue going forward while the Phillies are still moving strong. Like I said, we got a 3-game series with Atlanta. It's going to be a tough series. We need to take it and be able to move forward after that. That being said, let us get to our quick commercial break because we have more to talk about. It was good. It was a good weekend for all the Philadelphia teams that played, and there were a couple of more that did. So we'll be back right after these quick commercial messages.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready. I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, isn't he?
And I think to myself, what a wonderful
Wait, no, you gotta get me at the random. I'm not prepared.
What a wonderful world. They're really saying I love you. What a wonderful.
What's up, everybody? It's the Philly Sports Guy here with Philly Sports Trips. And, you know, we're going to Houston this year. And I got a couple Houston fans right here just to say, and I want to know, are you guys ready for the Bird Gang to go to Houston? So what are we going to do when we get to Houston? We're going to melt. We're going to melt the humidity. The Eagles will just be picking the carcasses off the Texans. Well, listen, we'll see you this NFL season. Go Birds! Yeah!
And we are back. And I tell you, every time I see that from the draft, it's I have a couple more that I want to show later on. I haven't gone and edited them yet, but Philly Sports Trips made it possible. They went to the draft. They're actually going. They're going to be meeting. I'm going to be meeting them out there at the Hall of Fame. There's some guys that are going there. They have already started to book for spring training next year for the Phillies. They've already got 50 people booked. We got close to 200 people booked for Arizona already. Listen, we have a plane chartered, and I think it's got 200 seats on it. So if you haven't booked your flight yet, don't. Go right to Philly Sports Trips, phillysportstrips.com/TPSG. Book everything that you can with them. We're going to every game. I'm going to be in Detroit. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be going to Houston, Arizona. And listen, in Arizona, you have the opportunity to do one of two events. They are doing a golf outing for charity over there, or you could be like the Philly Sports Guy, and we are going to have the Philly Sports Guy Golf Challenge. And you guys have got to go golfing the way that I go golfing. I'm a putt guy. So we're going to be doing our own type of thing. While they go do the golf outing and go walk around the course. I don't know if you guys are golfers or not. Me personally, nobody wants to golf with me. I am a terrible golfer. But I can putt like a champ. That's where I'm best suited at. So you could go with me or you could go with them. Either way, we're all going to Arizona and having a great time. Anyways, let's get back to the business at hand. the Union. Dupe. Oh my Lord, they crushed Houston Dynamo. Crushed them. This is the second game like this that they have really sort of smacked around the team there, a little bit of a lesser team. I understand that Houston not having a good season, 7 wins, 12 losses, and 4 draws. So, I mean, that's 11th. They're 11th in the Western Conference, but 6-0, just drubbing. The scoring started in the 23rd minute with Gazdag, and then it just, McGlynn gets his first MLS goal. Ure scores 2, kind of like back to back. In the 45th minute and in the 48th minute. So he ended the first half and scored again in the second half, just like bam, bam. Carenza gets in on the action, and then at the very end, Sullivan also gets in on the action. Bedoya gets 3 assists on today. McGlynn gets a second assist. So it was just straight, just beating them up, just literally beating them up, and I think that these are statement games. They are letting the world know that they are coming after the MLS Cup this year, and I don't see anything stopping them right now. They're playing really. They're hitting on all cylinders. Hopefully, they're not peaking too soon here. It is. There's still some games left. There's still some time left here before the playoffs. The playoffs and the championship don't really come until November, so they do have a little bit of time left. They do. I know that they play this Saturday again against Cincinnati. Cincinnati should pose to be a little bit more of a challenge for them. Cincinnati's record, they're 7th in the Eastern Conference, 7 wins, 8 losses, 8 draws, and we'll see if. Because we're going to Cincinnati, so we'll see if they can actually hold the candle to what the Union's got going on. But right now, the Union are firing on all cylinders. One of my favorite players last year was, Shabilko, and who's Shabilko? I mean, he hasn't even been missed a little bit. Gazdag actually just been, I think he's probably got he's probably has to have close to the most goals in the MLS right now. Ure is coming on strong. All of a sudden, he's kicking the ball, and it's like getting 2 goals a game. Like he's doing that. He's doing that on almost like a weekly basis now, with 2 goals a game. And of course, McGlynn. Congratulations to him getting his first MLS goal. Yeah, and that was on a foul. Like he was kicking it right in, and he found the net. It was a nice kick. It was one of those ones that we typically see from one of our defenseman guys that they do those long kicks. This was outside the box, got right in the net. Congratulations to him. And like I said, 6-0 is nothing to sneeze at. It's not so simple to score all those goals in any soccer game, and they were just killing it. So, interestingly enough, my guy Adam, who I thought would be at the Union game, was first. We were at the Phoenix game. The Philadelphia Phoenix went up against the Ottawa Outlaws, and they also put a drubbing on them, 24-19. Really just kind of took care of business there. This was a primer for the playoffs. They have our first playoff game in 9 years on the 13th of this month of August, and they go up against the DC Breeze. It was a great game. They were taking care of the disc pretty well. There wasn't as many turnovers. They kept getting turnovers. The defense scored a lot of points in this game. Especially in the first half, the defense kept taking the disc away from Ottawa and then scoring goals. So it was a fast-paced game. I want to say that they probably got Ottawa to turn the disc over 8, 10, 12 times maybe. It was a lot that they were intercepting it, and then just being able to drive down and just get the point. Like I said, they were ahead by 4 in the first, and then they just maintained. They were ahead by as much as 7 in this game, but realistically, it wound up being a 5-point game. It was like I said, they started to come back a little bit, and then as we were wasting some time towards the end just to try to get the game over and nobody get hurt, because this was a little chippy for a while. There were a couple of injuries that occurred, guys getting up there and you know you know butting heads and going after some shots. But there was some highlight plays that we'll see tomorrow once I get to edit some of the videos that I get from the Ultimate Frisbee League, the AUDL.com. So, but like I said, there was a lot happening there in this game. And now they go and they get ready for their first playoff game in 9 years. In 9 years. They go up against the DC Breeze. Both of the games that they had against this team, the Breeze wound up winning with a walk-off point. That's how it happened. And literally at the very end of the game, they got a point and they walked it off. And that's how they've won both of the games against them. This third time, we're going to have a big crowd down there in DC. I fully expect it's going to be a lot different. I expect that the Philly Sports Guy could make a difference on this game. So we'll see if we can make it happen and have the first playoff win for the Phoenix in a long time. What's happening this week, just so that everybody knows, as we got just a few more minutes left, I am on my way to Canton, Ohio. This is the week that we are going to be watching Dick Vermeil get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he is going in as an Eagle. Yes, he did win a Super Bowl with the Rams, and obviously he did play with the Chiefs as well. He didn't go to the Super Bowl with them, but he did lead them to a couple of playoff wins. However, he is going in as a Philadelphia Eagle. His heart is in Philly. He's always been really close to his players during that era from here. Ron Jaworski, very close friends with him. Plenty of other guys, obviously Vince Papale. Just everybody loves Dick Vermeil. And obviously, if you've looked anywhere near the stadium and you've seen Blue Cross Blue Shield, you've seen Dick Vermeil's name, Dick Vermeil's face on that billboard for a long, long time. So congratulations to him. I'm all excited to be able to get over there. And it's going to be my first time in the Hall of Fame. So I haven't been able to see exactly at all, like anything inside there. So I'm going to be really interested. I'm sure I'm going to be geeking out all the way around. And obviously I'm going to be back, but the Phillies they are going to be honoring their 1980 team this week. So after they get back from Atlanta, they are going to be honoring the 1980 team. I think it starts out with Ron Reed being brought into the Hall of Fame or the Walk of Fame for the Phillies. And they're going to have a Mike Schmidt. They're giving a Mike Schmidt replica ring. Pete Rose is supposed to be there on the 7th. I'm going to be racing back as fast as I can to see if I can get there for the 7th. I'd love to be able to catch that game and see Pete Rose there. Maybe even get a quick picture with him so he could get see the face up close and personal. I saw Ricky Metallico the last game, and he kind of had to do a double take. It was like, whoa, what is that? So I'd love to be able to see what Pete Rose says about that. And then I believe that's the same night on the 7th. It's the same night that the Eagles have a practice. I don't know if it's the 6th or the 7th. I'll be able to confirm that tomorrow. But like I said, I think that the Eagles have a practice on that same day. So it may be double duty day for me on that day. Racing home, getting to the practice, getting to the Phillies game, all those things all happening. So that Philadelphia sports don't sleep, and neither does this guy. So I'm going to try to get there and do the double duty as best as I possibly can. Anyways, as we wind down this show, thank you very much for tuning in and checking in on me. And like I said, it's going to be a great week this week, as I am going to be broadcasting live from Canton, Ohio. And we're going to have special guests coming on. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, especially for obviously tomorrow night or tonight. I am going to have the NFC East show, and we're going to be doing it, like I said, but then we're going to be live this week with 3 of the 4 of us going to be all in the same place. So, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll be back with you tomorrow. And as always, go Philly. Yeah.